Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Sunset Peonies, and welcome to this wonderful daffodils watercolor painting. This it was take me by surprise that it wasn't very long, but I'm so glad that you guys can always stop it when you get a little bit fatigued and keep going and keep painting or keep watching it. And that's like the beauty of technology, right? And we have a lot of fun. And so I just wanted to just tell you that I just probably had done a little bit of, abstract background, when I stopped finishing the painting. And not very much really. We finished most of the almost everything and included the leaves and some of the background, so it's kind of fun. I really enjoy doing this. And this is my second try actually. I was just looking at my first try, and it turned out to be, I can show you my first try exactly the same, but my first try, the thing is my lighting was bad, and so I had to go to a different spot because my granddaughter is here, and she was always like, she's only 5 months old, so she was always napping in here, and that was really nice. And so I didn't have a chance to come in with my jolly laugh and all the. Sometimes I talk louder, right? When we get to the exciting part of a painting, and so I didn't want to do it in here while she's napping. And so this is the second try, so it should be fun, and like I say, just take your time and really enjoy it, and all the color information and a line drawing of this picture, except I'm not going to put that one because I told you in the painting I'm going to let you have a chance to do some fantasy abstract one at the back, so it will have this petal, and this this blossom, that blossom, that blossom, and some of the leaves, and that will be a line drawing. Now don't look for the line drawing on YouTube. Go to my blog, sunsetpeony.com, and look for this post, the daffodil post. And if you scroll down to the very bottom, then you see a line drawing there. Okay, so with all of my line drawing, it exists in my blog, not really here on YouTube, because it's much easier. And then I will talk about the color that I have used. In the blog too, it's much easier to just do a blog post and have everything there ready for you. It's very easy. You just go type sunsetpeony.com and then go in there, and of course the latest one will be the first one that come up, right? At least that's what I think. And then you'll be able to get your line drawing, okay? And don't worry about that. And it's free, and just have fun and go look around and see all the information that I have in the blog. I think it's kind of fun. And so I'm going to just sign my painting here. And also I wanted to remind you guys, if you while I was painting, it was sunshine, and then it turned to cloudy and thunderstorm. We don't want this thunderstorm because it will flood our area, but not actually where we live. We live on a hill, but the people in the river bottom. But anyway, it was thundering, and then the cloud come in. And so if you guys can always, if you are using a tablet or a phone, you can open up, right, and make it bigger, and you can zoom in, and you can also, with all things, you can also turn up the brightness. But I think the color is actually quite good, even with the cloudy over. And so thank you very much. I hope you really have fun. Subscribe to me and come say hi to me if you can. If you don't like to, I understand, totally. And so I will stop talking actually, and let you guys get on with the painting. Okay, have fun. Okay, let's get started, shall we? I hope that the brightness is doing right today. Okay, now as you can see, because this is daffodil, and our watercolor, the base color is cadmium yellow light, and so you can see that I try to erase a lot of the, not erase, and just lighten, and maybe you can't see it very well, but so when you were doing it, if you don't like to have a lot of pencil mark, then you might want to do the same thing as I do, okay? And so we're gonna rely heavily on my green mix, And so let's just show you how I pick up my color. A lot of you are interested, but as you can see with one of my troubleshooting, I show you that I don't really mix color that much. You know, I just kind of go into that cadmium yellow light, okay, in my green mix, and I am going to start like that. And then, so what I'm going to do is, you know, do the surface part of the, oh wow, sorry, let me grab a paper towel, so in case this water spill or flick off from the, you know, from cleaning brushes, because you know by now when we do watercolor we clean the brushes, and so we're gonna just do the whole what do you call this? It's not a petal, the center part, okay? Except I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight area, means I'm skipping, you know, skipping over it and leaving the part yellow, and so that it will just kind of shine and sparkle. And with the sun, imagine the sun coming out down from here, or you know, from the top. I actually had done this once, and I totally just messed up the lighting. You know, I'm still like, you know, not very good with you know, the filming part, but I guess I had to forgive myself. Now let's do the cup down here, okay? As daffodil, we know this little cup down here. We're just laying the first base color, and so we'll come in and, you know, attend to more detail, okay? And then I'm intentionally also leaving this area, you know, with a highlight, you know, a white kind of leave, you know, skip over it and just leave the white of the paper, okay? Now we need to let this beautiful middle part have a chance to dry before we go on to the second layer, okay? There's not a lot of layer, okay? And I'm drawing this with my pencil. Make sure that, because how this leaf and this leaf come into the flower is actually quite important. You know, it because if it is off, like you know, if you had the line coming off over here, then it looks weird for some reason. Okay, I'm going to, while we're letting this dry, I'm going to go ahead and use the same method, picking up with you know, not a too wet of a brush, okay? I think this one is kind of wet. Let's dry it a little bit more, and go pick up the cadmium yellow color, okay? And I'm hoping for the sunlight still, you know, supporting me and lasting while I am doing this. Okay, so you can just butt it against the, you know, at this petal at the center of the flower. Don't worry about it. If it bother us, then we'll fix it later, okay? Skipping over, leaving some white area for the highlight of the sun. Those are very important, because that's a part of the nature of watercolor. It makes it sparkle. Okay, so this is like more towards the base of the flower, so the color is more intense, right? But over here we're skipping over it. Okay, the same thing, just pick up a little color, and then we do this. This is a little bit of an intense, not intense, actually a little bit of a longer, if I may say so, of a longer video, but not too long actually. So I'm going with good speed, okay? Just trying anyway. And but as of you guys, you know, I always say, you know, you experience fatigue, or now that's the edge of that cup, right? And so we're gonna make sure that there's paint over here, because it's actually going to be under a little bit of a shadow from the ruffle of the center part of this daffodil. Okay, and then we'll just keep working the petal, okay? Just one at a time, giving that a chance to just dry it up, okay? And so this leaf is under the shadow a little bit of that one, okay? So over here, we need the color to be saturated, and then over here, we're leaving the, right, this area, we're leaving a white space for the sparkle, and the shine of the daffodil, okay? And so, like, I, you know, I always say, if you experience, you know that I, you know, because I'm doing YouTube, obviously I need to, you know, not take a break, But sometimes I do, I actually, you know, but the only break that I ever took is like I stop the video a little bit and then go behind me, there's a cup of water. I will just drink it. Oh, okay, I have a little thing over here. Okay, there you go. Okay, don't fall off. And you should sometimes see my setup. You know, I have things that block the lights from getting into my eye, because, you know, with filming you need a lot of light, you know, for it to look good, or, you know, for the video. And a lot of time I even worry, oh, do I have enough light? And so, but we have a quite bright of a sunlight, but still I need supporting light in here. And sometimes, oh, like I use a piece of paper to block the light bulb from shining onto my eye, and that one today wanted to keep coming off, and so I have to adjust it. Okay, so, you know, just pick up some color, and I wanted to leave a little bit of sparkle, just a little, for this one over here. Okay, don't worry about the color being right next to each other, you know, because as I always say in each video, I reserve the white for highlight. I don't, you know, I make sure that the color is right against each other on the edges, because I don't use the white for, what do you call that? I don't use the white for separating leaves or separating shapes. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that this is dry, because as I always joke about it, you know, now I'm going into my zero brush, and that this is Utah white. Thing dries quite a bit easier and faster here. Now, we can like just go ahead and use some pinks gray color, you know, to portray the cupping shape, you know, like this shadowy part right here, right, of the, but, you know, I find that it is more pleasing if we use actually we actually use a little bit of brown burnt umber mixed with a little bit, like you dab it on the burnt umber and then you dab it onto the burnt sienna, okay, to portray that. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, you see that? I'm just like almost like I'm drawing a line right here, right? Okay, you don't need a lot of pigment, you know, so I'm going to do half of it, and then quickly I clean my brush in the water, dry it with a towel, and bring this, like soften this color, pull the color out, okay, from that little thin line, okay, and then have it kind of disperse into this color, this yellow color over here, okay. And so what we're doing is we're portraying the shadow in a very light touch, because this is such a bright and pretty okay, I'm doing the other side now, okay, so you can see me doing it twice, okay, just a little bit of pigment right there, you see that? Okay, I clean the brush, dry it. It doesn't have to be thoroughly dry, okay, so it's kind of damp brush. Now if you guys really have you know, more question about, oh Kathy, I just wanted to see you, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more burnt sienna and put it here, okay, while it's still wet, okay, and then soften it, soften the burnt sienna. And then I say, oh, maybe I need a little bit more of a burnt umber. You know, you can just, you know, just pick up a little bit and just kind of drop it while it's still wet over here, okay? Okay, and I think that that's enough, because as your eye look at it, you know that there's a shadow over there, okay? Now we're going to do the shadow of that cupping of the cup that's down over here, okay? Same thing, you have some burnt umber color. You know, burnt umber is like nothing but a brown color that has red in it. And if you have a burnt sienna with it, or you can just use burnt umber. Oh, okay, you know, what I'm gonna do, you know, let's use cadmium yellow medium first, okay? Cadmium yellow medium, okay? And then just kind of, because the medium and the, okay, going around the petal, the ruffly petal that I'm going to paint here in a minute, okay? And then what this is I'm focusing on the form, right? I want the form to look like a cup, you know, for you guys to see. And so I need to do this one, do it this way, you know, you use different color, and sometimes you use shadow, you know, and things like that to help you, okay? So I'm gonna do that, and I think that I need a little bit more of the yellow pigment. So I go pick up a little bit more. you know, kind of 1/3 of the way through, okay? And then I need to come over here and then quickly soften. Actually, with yellow, you don't have to do it very quick. Yellow, you can always like move it. But with some color like purple, you have to do it a little bit quicker, okay? And so now you can see that. And then before it even have a chance to dry, I'm going to use some burnt umber and then come over here and darken it. Because you can do that, you know, with the burnt umber and the cadmium yellow medium mix. Now, like I was just going to say, if you guys, you know, had a, you know, really want to see me picking up the color more, then you can, you know, go to some of my problem shooting, okay, video, because in those video, I will show you a little bit more. Like I say, I don't really have much. Like you can see that this is more of a cup shape right here, right now. But be very sparing with the brown color, okay? And if you want to, you can also pick up some burnt sienna and just like, you know, so you don't use the my little paper to block the light from my eye. I keep wanting to fall down today. Okay, you need to stay there so that my eye won't get so uncomfortable, okay? And just right there, okay? You see that? Now, and so you can see that this area suddenly become a cup shape, okay? It'll be more obvious in a little bit. Now, while this is dry already, okay, so I use the same brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some, like a little bit of perlene green, okay? It's a green color. Okay, I'll show you how I pick up the perlene green. This is my perlene green. This is my sap green, okay? Nothing much. I just go to whatever I have left on my palette, and then I'm going to drop some color over here. Okay, that card keep wanting to come off today. Okay, I'm going to just drop some color over here, and quickly I'm going to clean my brush and wipe it dry and come over here. This will further enhance the shadow of this area, okay? Because there's so much green in the environment, and so they reflect it onto the, they like to be reflected onto the shadowy part. And so the shadow is more alive, you know, because burnt sienna is not, burnt umber is not a very lively color. The same thing, okay? I'm picking up some green color and flopping it over there. But because, you know, in this part of the daffodil, there's not a lot of green. So we need to just disperse this green color. So it's almost like you have to look very carefully to see that. But artists, we use this kind of thing to, you know, trick people's eyes, okay? And so now we're gonna do the ruffly part, okay? Let's do the ruffly part. And which, I mean, you know, you see what I mean. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to use a cadmium yellow medium the same way, okay? And I'm going to come over here and darken this area a little bit. Okay. You know, however many distance you want it to do is up to you, you know, and then come over here and kind of soften the line. Soften the line. Softening line is a very, very important thing to practice when you do watercolor, okay? Because there's always, because in nature, things are not so abrupt when they graduate from one color to another. And so we want it to be able to learn to soften the line, okay? So what I mean abrupt is like this change of the value of the color is too sudden, if that makes sense, okay? So I'm cleaning my brush and coming over here and softening that line. Okay, now before that color is even dry, but you know, and I'm going to use the cadmium yellow medium that I just used and mix it with the cadmium red medium and make a little bit of an orange color. Okay, and then I'm gonna come over here and intensify this ruffly of the daffodils. Okay, you see that? Okay, and now clean my brush, dry it, and then I'm softening this line. Okay, so the changing of the color is very gradual, exactly what in nature is doing, right? And so it's quite pretty. You know, there are a lot of different species of course, of the, of the beautiful daffodils, and so you can actually decide which one you like. If you don't like to do this ruffly one, then you can just do the yellow one. And so you would just use the cadmium yellow medium, and to emphasize this, just skip this step that I'm doing right now. Okay, it's up to you, but I do like this one. I'm an artist, absolutely love color, right? Especially in nature, it's very cheerful to me. So I really like to do. Now, how much to mix? And this is a very good point because I mix it so many times, right? I use some cadmium yellow medium and mix it with the cadmium red medium, and look at this part particularly that I'm doing here. The orange is a little bit different than this orange. That means there's more red in this one and less red in this one, and more yellow, right? And I just absolutely love that. I wouldn't even call it a mistake. I would call it just a happy change. Like we don't have to have it all because all the same shade, because the color will just adjust to it, and our eye and our brain will love it because of the difference. And since the difference are not that big, and it's even very, very fun. Me, I am one who like variety, right? And so too many things that are too rigid bothers my eye and bothers the way that I feel about paint. And so that was very happy that there was a gradual change here. It's just very, very pretty. Because you will see that from nature there's shadow, there is light, and however they hit it, every single day it could be different, right? And so we should just embrace it and just say, wow, just be a little loose and happy, with things that, we mix the color. But that's why I don't mix color also a lot too. But in this one, I wanted the happy orange color seems to be just right. So I'm leaving a little bit of light color over there, okay? Now, while this, just give this area a little bit of a break to dry out. So what I'm going to do is, what should I do? The same mix, I think, yeah, but with more cadmium yellow medium. Okay, so it's kind of like an orangey color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and use this a little bit darker color to separate the vein. Oh, okay, I don't want to use this brush. I want to use a very, very fine brush, okay, to do this. Okay, and what I'm just doing is I'm like highlighting and shadowing some of the vein, okay? And then also, while I'm here, but the vein are not that sharp, so I have to like kind of soften it by pushing the brush down. Pushing the brush down, what that actually does is it just gives the clean part of the brush a chance to, touch it. Touch the part that you want to soften, but, most of the time I just go clean the brush. And just do that. Okay, now to separate this petal from this petal, remember I told you that I like to butt that right next to each other, and now this is the time when I use that just a little bit of a line. Okay, you can see that I separate the two petals together, right? Apart, sorry, and then I soften the line a little bit so it's not so harsh. Now remember this part that we're painting right now, adding the shadow and the and the vein line need to be very, very gentle-handed, because as when you step back and you look at the daffodils, that the veins are not very, very stand out. Okay, it's very subtle. It's almost like a shadow. Okay, now over here, this part I also want to put, when the paint is dry, I wanted to put a little bit of indigo or Payne's gray over there to separate them again a little bit more. Okay, doing the shadow is very important. Okay, And so you see that I'm just like kind of drawing the vein and then softening it. So that's what I'm doing, okay, with all the petal. And make sure that they're not like too much, because too much, will make the whole flower. We will change the character of the flower, and we don't really want to do that, okay? And there's also a separation between the cup shape, right? And so that's why I will do it like this way, and then I don't have to leave so much white in between shapes and forms, okay? And I thought, maybe just a little bit more over here, okay? Just a gentle little bit more. Just be as light-handed as we can stand it, so that it won't become, change the character. Talking about character of daffodils, is it funny that Narcissus is some of the character people, and this poor flower bear the name, I guess, But I love daffodil. I think they're very, very pretty. My husband loves it more than I do. I tried to plant some daffodil. I think they need more sun than tulips. However, that's the same thing, okay? Get a little bit of more of orange. And so the flower suddenly come alive, doesn't it? Okay, orange meaning cadmium yellow medium plus cadmium red medium, okay? And then I'm gonna do some of this, okay? Not some of this, yeah, all of this. And and so I try to plant them because my husband liked them, but my front yard does not receive enough light for it to do well. So I will actually get the leaves, but I actually don't get the flower. Isn't that funny? And but when I do tulip, it does, and it's my honest feeling that for me, I love tulips more. To me, it's more pleasing to me, tulip, than the daffodils. But my husband liked the daffodils. I don't know if the story of the mythology affected me. And so now we're gonna do the vein, because the shadow and the shape let you know the cupping shape is here, and if we put some vein of the flower in here, it will further enhance it, okay? And so it direct our line into the shadowy part. That's what I mean. So we needed to do that, okay? So that's a little bit of I actually have a brush here that I brush off if there's dust while I'm painting. I need to be more diligent in using that instead of my hand. Okay, now let's, what do we use? We use some color that are similar. Let's just use the burnt orange color, burnt sienna color, okay? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to put veins, okay? Like, let's do the center one, okay? And then there's like a couple of one that are going this way, and a couple of one that are going that way, okay? Not a lot, because what this does is to help your eye adjust and see the color, okay? The shape and the form, the direction of the vein over here, okay? And then I just soften it, and let's put a little bit more of the burn. The shadow, the sun just, the shadow just come in. I hope that it's not affecting my filming. Okay, do a couple of them over here, okay? Then we can see the vein, kind of coming in that way, okay? Not a lot, just suggestions, so we don't make the flower so busy, okay? Now, and then in the middle, we also, I know that the middle stamen is kind of yellowish color, but we use burnt orange, burnt sienna, and that's fine. Okay, so that's I'm just suggesting the stamen coming out from the middle. Okay, so you need to do it all the way to the edge of that cupping shape right there. Okay, and that's quite good. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Okay, and so we're pretty much okay. One more. We're going back into the indigo, or let's use green. Okay, let's use our perlene green. Okay, our perlene green again. Wow, that was very dark. Okay, make sure that I have enough light here. Very, very dark, shadowy color. Let's use the perlene green mixed with a little bit of sap green. How's that? And we're gonna do some shadowy part over here. Okay. Now I told you that I wanted to put some over this, because that's underneath. Okay. underneath that petal, okay, it will cast a shadow over here, and we use ever so slightly, and then we come and soften this color so it's not so glaring, okay? Okay, and so there should be a little bit of shadow over there, right? So we pick up, you know, the green color, and then we just kind of do that, just slightly put that there as a suggestion, okay? So much so that you won't be able to see it, but then unless you get closer, and then you know, oh, okay, she does have some green and it's over there. I can see it now. Okay, same over there. Same over here. Okay, and then we need to do some, maybe a little just perlin green, because this is a darker area right there. Okay, that ruffly area do cast a shadow onto the cupping area. Okay, so we needed to paint things like get that all painted in, because the shadow will actually lift this leaf and separate the leaf from the top leaf from the bottom leaf. It's just really awesome how with art we can use shadow to help us. Okay, so a little bit of shadow over there too. Okay, needed to paint that, and that's very good. Okay, and so I think my main petal is done. Okay, now let's do this. How about if we do the papery part? Okay, the papery part of a daffodil. Okay, you see what I'm talking about right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into strict sepia color. Okay, just a little bit of sepia color right there. Okay, the stem that you can see that's coming out of the, I need a little bit more sepia, sorry, because this brush is very good. It's a very fine brush, but however it does not like to pick up a lot of pigment. But I wouldn't give up the brush because of that, you know, and so I will just dip more, and so now dip more times. Okay, now this brush is clean, and I'm going to pull the color out. Okay, pull the color pigment that I just laid down on the, you know, almost outline. Okay, now this papery part, sepia is like a true brown color that I like because it doesn't have the redness of the burnt umber. Okay, but I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in it, yellow ochre. Okay, so make it a little bit of a brown yellow actually. And while the yellow is still there, I'm actually going to go into the perlin green mixed with a little bit of sap green and put it there, because since this is a papery part, the stem that is underneath that paper part actually show through. Okay, and that's why I'm doing that. Okay, now let's do another papery part. Yeah, right here. Okay, right there. We have another one of those papery supporting part. Okay, and so this is very pretty. Okay, so you can see that that shape is coming alive right now, right in front of you. Okay, more pigment. I'm just pushing my brush down a little bit to make it release its pigment. Okay, and so this papery part, you know, go all the way to here. How's that? Okay, and then I'm cleaning my brush and then come back and soften it and pulling the color out. I know that I don't use enough sepia, so I need to go back in and get some more sepia. Go back into my palette. Okay, and this is a little bit wet, but not really wet. Okay, so I have more, because like I say, this brush doesn't pick up a lot of pigment, but it's such a good brush that we don't want to. Now if you wanted to know where I get all these brush, is Oriental Art Supply, and I have a link on my blog sunsetpeony.com. If you go over there, there's a link and you can click on it. It will lead you directly to the brush. Okay, if you so desire that that's what you wanted to do. Okay, a little bit more sepia right there, rounding up the shape. Okay, rounding out the shape. Okay, and now let's put a little bit of yellow ochre on it, just like what we did with this one. Just a little bit. that's how I do papery part. I do iris papery part the same way. Okay, and oh, okay, let's put some more sepia in here, so it can be a little bit darker. And then now we're ready to put the perlene green, in here, so that it looks like the stem underneath it is showing through. Okay, just like that. Isn't that fun? That's so much fun. We can, as artists, we can do things like that. Let's do it one more time. Okay, on the one in the background. Okay, because I have a little blossom over here that is opening up, but it's just going to be open up a little bit. Okay, so let's put some more sepia over here. And how far do I want to go? Okay, I think I'll go all the way to here. Okay, just like that. Have fun, right? Okay, a little bit more sepia and put it all down over here. And then we will soften it, pull the color out. Clean brush, okay? Clean brush. Soften the color, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Okay, and then go to some yellow ochre or some kind of darker yellow that you have. Okay, and just go like that. And then while it's still wet, we can actually put in some perlene green plus sap green, okay? Just like that. Okay, how fun is that? Do you guys have fun? Okay, let me do something over here. Just a second, I'll be right back. I have peppermint tea behind me, so that was what I just went and drank some. Okay, now we're gonna do this flower over here is facing the back. Okay. Ooh, let's not do that. Let's do this leaf over here first. Okay, let's do the leaf over here first. Okay, and then we do the back of this flower because it's supporting. This is our main flower. This is supporting. We don't need to spend a lot of time over there. But let's go paint the leaf. Okay, so when we paint the leaf, what we're gonna do is we're going to go in with a sap green and a little bit. Okay, so how intense it is up to you guys. Okay. Oh, the sun is just leaving us. Let me see if I can push the light closer and we can see that a little bit better. Okay, now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this green leaf over here. Okay, it's still good, good. I'm sitting in a position where I have a hard time seeing the lights that's shining on the paper, okay? And so I have to keep adjusting myself so that I would be able to get sufficient light to shine on so you guys can see it, because we're doing color right now. So I'm going to go into my perlene green, and that's my sap green. There's nothing much I do. I'm just gonna pick them up, because I like one of my problem solving, I talk about how when you paint, you really are just like constantly correcting your rescuing yourself. Okay, if lack of a better explanation to explain or to tell you. Okay, and so don't worry about, oh, I don't really like the color, because okay, if I really don't like the color, I say this is not dark enough, the side of the leaf. Okay, so what I'll do is I will go to the indigo. Okay, maybe we'll just do the indigo a little bit, and then I will just come over here and drop it in. And so I will create the form, right, so it's not a flat form. It when you have dark and light, then you it kind of become the form looks better. Okay, now I'm going to do a sap green over here. Okay, and so you guys don't worry too much about because you can fix things. That's like kind of nature of the watercolor. Now I'm going to leave the top part of the leaf over here a little bit. I'm going to soften this area, and then what we're going to do is put some burnt umber and yellow ochre right here. Okay, because that's the nature of when this is dry, not when it's wet. Okay, not this time. Okay, and I have a stem right here, and so I will actually use my pencil, and so you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah, let's just kind of, there's a leaf that just kind of go to the back of the flower and kind of disappear, okay? So we can do another leaf so you guys can see, okay? So perline, my hand is casting a shadow. Okay, so perline green plus sap green, okay? Okay, so I say, that's kind of nice. But, you know, if I want it darker, I will come in later and just kind of fix it, okay? And so be very careful when you're budding it against the beautiful petal that you have painted earlier, okay? And then now I'm just going for the sap green, okay? Just going for the sap green and then finish it out. Okay, I say I want a little bit more perline green, okay? And then I can do that, okay? And then we would worry about the shadow in a minute or later, okay? And so now there is another leaf right there. And so the same way, you know, to pick up the perline and the sap green, okay? Just whatever, really, just whatever come to your brush. And keep our finger crossed, right? No, I'm just kidding. Actually, you know, if it's too dark, you say, I don't want it, then you just kind of, you know, do a little bit of this color. Okay, I like to bud it right against the petal, like I explained earlier, because I kind of do not like, and then I go in for more sap green, okay, because I just don't like, you know, to leave too much white color. If every time there's a shape and we leave a white color, in my own opinion, then it will become a lot of white on the painting. Like kind of confusing, maybe, you know, maybe that's a good word to explain that. You know, that is just my my experience, you know, so I don't do it that way. And I hope that you will go along with me and, you know, and see if you will try it, you know, like that. But if you really like a lot of white, then you can actually do that, right? You are your own boss and you do what you want. Okay, and then we have let's do this flower now, okay? Before we you know, keep doing leaves. And so what I'm going to do is I go back to the cadmium light, okay? Because this is not the main part of the painting, okay? So we're gonna not just keep telling ourselves, don't do too much detail, okay? And so here we are, okay? And now what we're doing is the petal that is of a flower that is facing backward, okay? And we can have some kind of details, but not a lot, okay? Because it's just a supporting role over here, okay? And then we're gonna soften that so it's not so much detail, okay? And then I'm going to use some cadmium yellow medium over here, because it, you know, in my opinion, it's always nice to have two color, okay? And just drop that. And then while we're here, we'll use some sap green. Let's use some sap green. And just do a little bit of a flick over here, okay? As the back of the, okay? As the back of the, not too much detail, okay? We'll just kind of disperse it into the petal, okay? Now we're gonna have a pink petal over here. We'll do the same thing. We're going to go to the cadmium yellow light, okay? And then we go this way, okay? And just a very, you know, but the petal do need to touch each other, okay? Because that's how the nature is, right? And so cadmium yellow medium, and then we, you know, we just kind of let it come out this way, okay? This little petal of a pretty petal of flower, okay? But not too much detail, so I'm gonna just leave it that way, okay? Because you know that your eye will fill out. Your eye will fill out what I do not paint, okay? But just drop a little bit so that it's not too bright, just a little, okay? And then we need to have one coming out here, and oh yeah, I have one coming out here too. Let's do that one. What I'm looking at, you know, it's almost like you can hear me looking at something, if that makes sense. Actually, what I'm looking at is my practice. I botched one of my film because I was you know, my baby was here, my baby granddaughter, and she slept in my studio. I don't have a big house. I have a kind of like a small house. Okay, now I can already tell that this shape right here is not too good, okay, because it doesn't, this leaf that I draw doesn't come out of the middle. So I'm gonna come in here and correct myself. Isn't that fun? You know, so we need to be able to do things like that when we are artists, right? We look at it and we pay attention while we're painting, and so that we won't make too much of a mistake. And this one, one of the line need to go this way. And don't worry though, you know that you guys, when you get a drawing of this, you can go to my blog, right? Okay, don't look at it, don't look for it at YouTube, okay? Just go to my blog, sunsetpeony.com, and then there will be a drawing. You just look for the daffodil blog post, okay? And then my drawing will be there waiting for you, my line drawing. And I took the line drawing from this one, so that it's like, I try to be exactly the same or almost the same. The best that I can do, okay? And then you guys can, if you need that, then you use the drawing. But if you guys are awesome, know how to draw people, then you don't have to use mine. But it is good to use it because, yeah, I can explain to you a long time ago, not long time ago actually, when I start filming, there's I find somebody who actually was copying one of my Daisy, but she didn't know that. I guess she didn't know it was me, but she uses my painting and posts it on YouTube, you know, and so she got, you know, people say it's pretty, what not, okay. Now this is just the green that is sticking to the leaf on the back of the daffodil, okay. So I'll just kind of quickly paint that, okay? Don't worry about putting too much. So you can see that this flower over here is facing backward, right? And so, so this lady, she copied it, and then she didn't try to, you know, draw out. She just went in and started painting. I guess she must be very confident with her, with her own skill. However, what happened to her is straightway, not about 10 minutes into her film, then she messed up right away because she didn't have the line drawing there. You know, even like today, I wouldn't go without line drawing, and you know, unless I'm outside doing some what do you call that? Doing some painting out in the wild, okay, then I would just be spontaneous. And so, you know, people will ask her, it's a very nice painting, why do you not finish the painting? Because she couldn't. You know, things will go lopsided because your eyes, you know, and things anyway, you know, will trick you into letting things go lopsided. And I feel really bad for her because we had to ask her to take it down, because that was my drawing, right, my painting. And she did take it down, but she wasn't able to. Okay, so I'm suggesting this roughly part over here. Okay, that's what I'm just doing. Okay, oh sorry, I'm just suggesting it. I'm just putting it here and there, and your eye will feel out and tell you, yeah, it's from the same plants. Okay, just suggest, and the cadmium red plus the cadmium red medium plus yellow. Okay. And then I'm going to suggest it over here too. Okay, even with this, you know, I'm just going to put some over here so that you can see that, you know, your eyes will be very happy. Then you can see, you know, but just by using the color, you can see that this and this are the same. Okay, so that's kind of the fun part, you know. You don't have to put in a lot of details, you know, but just having it there will make the world of a difference. Okay, now what I will do is I'm going to finish out the stem over here and that stem over here, and then I will suggest a little bit of a let's do this one first, okay? I change my mind all the time. Okay, now so what I'm gonna do is use my bigger brush, or you can go to your littler brush, okay? And I'm going to suggest that there's a, you know, I pick up the sepia, okay, but not a lot, okay? Just so that you can see that there's a shape here, right? There's a shape here of the papery part, right? Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to use a clean brush and dilute the color, okay? So that it's not, and then a drop, just a drop of that yellow, okay? Just a drop. And so you know that there's a papery part. And then what I'm going to do is just freehand right now, use my cadmium yellow light, okay? I'm just going to suggest that there's another flower over here, okay? Now, I'm not going to draw this one out for you so you can practice, you know, just using your brush and have fun, okay? Painting abstract shape that that make people can see that there is another blossom over here. How's that? Okay, just use some abstract shape, okay? Or you can, like, you know, just go look at some of the daffodils, daffodil picture, right? Wherever you can find picture, okay? And then do the same thing. I'm going to use this cadmium yellow medium plus the red, okay? And then I'm going to come over here and gently suggest that. But can you see that? At this point you can see that, right? This is another blossom. Another blossom is coming out right there. Okay? But this is like so fast. It's almost abstract, right? Okay. And now I promise you I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to use some burnt sienna. And then yellow ochre, okay? Because that's the tip of the daffodil's leaves look like, okay? So just kind of like that. Or maybe burnt umber. You can, you know, just drop a little burnt umber because it looks like it's burnt a little bit, okay? The same over here, okay? A little bit of burnt umber that was still in my, you know, in my brush, okay? And I'm gonna use a little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, isn't that fun? Okay, and then so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to like do stems, but you know, quite abstract of the shape. And then with the time left, I'm going to do a little bit of background. Let me see if all the stuff I have done with all the color now. And so I have finished that and I've done this part. Okay, yeah, I think we're ready. Okay, so I'm going back to my flow brush. Okay, and or you can use the trusty, you know, the trusty happy dot, you know, either one. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the perlin green, you know, and then I'm going to finish up this stem over here, okay? Just put that against that and just kind of bring it down. And if you like to, you can either, because this is behind that, you can, you know, you can make it a little bit darker by using some burn, by using some indigo, okay? Okay, see how pretty that is. Now I can put some indigo right here to show that this petal casts a shadow onto that flower, onto that leaf, okay? Yeah, I was going to say my granddaughter is here and she's just so precious, and so but my house is small, so she had to stay in my my little art studio, and so I was filming it somewhere and the light get all messed up, so I had to throw that video away, but that's okay. She's well worth it. She left and I'm to go back to Florida with my daughter, and I'm very, very sad. But that's okay, I'll see her soon. I don't allow myself to get too sad, right? At least right now, you know, because she's just like so cute, you know, and she understands she get to be good friend with me, you know, smiling at me all the time. She's only 5 months old. She just turned 5 months old while she was here. And so now you can see that there's a papery stuff over here, right? But the stem kind of go in the back, so you can't see it. So don't worry too much about that, okay? And now let us come over and see this. Come over and do this stem over here, okay? Make sure that you are very, very careful when you're next to the petal. Like I say, if you know, sometimes I have to finish the video, but you guys don't. When I turn off the the video for a minute, I actually go have some, you know, a little drink of peppermint tea or whatever water I have. But you guys, when you feel fatigued, then you can just take time and maybe come back in the evening and do it and finish it up, or maybe just do it the next day. You know, you guys are not under the same constraint as me, and you just have fun. Okay, don't let yourself get too fatigued, because then we make mistake, right? And so that's why it's a little bit harder for me. You know, I have to, when I'm filming, I always have to tell myself, don't make mistake, don't make mistake, but that's okay. You know, if I do, I usually I will do another one. But this is about enough stems, but, you know, so now I'm going into the more abstract, okay? I kind of wanted one over here. I'll show you what more abstract is, okay? So there's like kind of some pearline green, and then I'm going to put some indigo right here, okay? But instead of finishing out the stem, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disperse it. I'm going to use, let's use our Happy Dots, okay? Happy Dot brush, our trusty Happy Dot brush. That's very nice. Okay, I'm going to just disperse the color so it's kind of, you see half of the stem and then you don't. And to add more fun over here, I'm going to add some yellow color. You know, whenever you add a yellow color that are so intense, you're suggesting to the viewer that there probably is a petal or a blossom coming up over there, okay? And then we finish this out. So that's what I mean by, you know, more watercolorish. It's like kind of abstract, okay? And then, you know, over here, I kind of want some indigo, okay? Because the indigo will, actually, because the indigo is so dark, okay? So what is it suggesting is the atmosphere, or there are more leaves and such in the background, okay? And pull that out. And but the purpose of putting that next to the flower is because it will bring out the yellow, right? As you can see. If I didn't do a background, which, you know, you could do that, just don't do a background, that's fine too, okay? But because I do that, it just, and then I'm going to just randomly, I'm going to pull in some sap green. Because my green mix that I told you guys, you know, that I show you guys, had the mix that is just correct, and they can, like, mix together, and they would not, you know, try to mess up your painting, if that makes sense. And so you can kind of trust me on that mix. And what my green mix is you know, it's very simple. It's indigo plus pearline green. The pearline green is from Winsor & Newton. It's the professional pearline green, okay? And then I put it with sap green. Indigo is also from Daniel Smith, and then sap green, and then the cadmium green light, okay? And so that's my green mix. You know, as I always say, it's a gift to you. I give you my my secret. I wouldn't call it a secret. That's kind of silly. I give you my my mix so that you don't have to go and look around and find your mix, because some color, you know, you put them together, they become muddy, right? And we talk about the muddy situation. If you guys you know, like to, you can also, okay, like some indigo right here, okay? If you guys wanted to, and this indigo is lighter than that because it's getting closer to the top of the plant, okay? And you guys can go look at my problem solving, okay? Watch my problem solving video, and, you know, it talks about a lot of the problems. So we don't have to talk about it but we do. But we don't have to talk about it so intensely, you know. I explain everything about, you know, why I make certain decision, you know, how to solve problems, and you guys can just, you know, go watch it. But, you know, as I always say, the only way we can get better. Now I'm going to drop the red orange color over here, okay? So somewhere in the back there is a blossom that you can see, but you can't see much of it because it's hidden over there, okay? And so that's how so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this video off. I hope that the color, I'm going to look at the color. I hope the color look very good. And then I'm going to just kind of finish out the background with just more of these fantasy color over here, okay? And then you know, a little bit more of that of the indigo color, so that this will look very, very pretty. And you know, just drop yellow color and drop red color here and there, okay? And so just for the sake of time, because I've shown you the background, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then we will see you, I guess, at the introduction, and then you see the finished painting. Of course, I always have one right here for you guys to follow along, okay? And please subscribe and say hi to me, and tell me what you think, and good luck, okay? Keep painting and keep having fun, okay? Bye bye.